Any other answer from your side as far as indirect tax goes? Tax is levied, Ashish, tax is levied on goods and services rather than income or profit. Very correct. Okay. Okay. Now let us understand with an example. The example goes like this. Let us consider you as an SSC. You are liable to pay tax. You can recollect. SSC means taxable person, and person includes individual. So if I'm considering you as a person who will pay the tax, and if I'm considering college who is collecting as a tax as far as government concern, then there are two kind of things which we you paid or till the date, or you know. So one was your fees, regular fees will be your direct tax, whereas your industrial visit fees will be indirect tax. Example, you'll say, sir, how? See, once the direct tax, you must have seen, as someone has rightly stated, it is, if it is levied, it will be charged from the same person. You cannot escape your liability. You will liable to pay that burden of the tax which has been imposed to you. Okay. Whereas in indirect tax, it is actually charged on manufacturer. They are shifting the burden to wholesaler. They are shifting the burden to retailer, and finally they are shifting the burden to consumer, and ultimately consumer is paying. So similarly, let us take the example of your IV, where the hotel whereby you are staying, or the transport which you are going to use, or the restaurant where we are going to have the food, they are charging to the tour operator. Okay, tour operator is transferring their burden to college higher authorities, to us, and we are transferring the burden to you all. Understand? So here in IV fees, actually, if something goes, paid or non-paid, once you'll go, nobody is going to ask, right? Whosoever has been to IV, how many of you have been to IV? You must have experience. No one is going to ask anything about, you go and have a food, you go and stay. Everything will be the headache of tour operator and the people or the faculty who is going along with you. You will not be questionable anywhere. So this is what is happening. So they are shifting the burden from one person to another person, from another person to another person, and another person to another person. Okay. One again, as you know, direct tax is progressive in nature. As much as your income will increase, that much will be the taxable liability. Okay, which is not in the case of indirect tax. Indirect tax is in general for all. Suppose you are paying 2 rupees as a GST on 1 kg of salt. Anyone, even a poor will buy, they will also pay 2 rupees. If the Dhirubhai Ambani will buy 1 kg of salt, he is also liable to pay 2 rupees. If the Prime Minister or President of India is getting that goods, they are also liable to pay 2 rupees. It's not progressive in nature. Okay. And then why it is required in country like India? Because in India, we have heterogeneity of population, different variety of population. Someone has very high income, someone has moderate income, someone has medium income, some has no income, and that kind of population we deal with. Even the economy is not like 100% social economy, 100% capital economy. We are following the mixed economy system. So in such kind of situation, it is very important in the country, to run the country. We should have both the taxation, direct as well as indirect tax. And believe me, before, you are very lucky that you are having only one act with for you. We have learned several indirect tax when we were the student. Okay, since 2017, as per the new GST Act, you are going to have only one act. That is why it is known as one country, one act. One country, one tax. So very, very effective. And you have seen that after imposing and having the GST in place, government has collected highest amount of revenue. Highest amount of revenue. So maximum revenue, is collected by the government by way of indirect taxes. Okay, you must have seen indirect taxes that many people is avoiding to pay. They can evade tax, right? Tax evasion is possible in direct taxes, but tax evasion is not possible. These are the advantages of indirect tax. So tax evasion is not feasible and possible for indirect taxes. Many big people, many a times we also see in the news that Amitabh has not paid, Sachin has not paid while getting the Ferrari, and so on and so forth. Okay, so they also don't like to pay direct taxes, whereby they are not, they are managers. Okay, so but it is not with the indirect taxes. Indirect taxes has to bear by everyone. They cannot escape themselves once it comes to indirect tax. Okay, uh, so these are many advantages we found in indirect taxes. Still government is collecting almost 60 to 70% of revenue by way of indirect taxes. So that is why indirect tax is so very important in India. That is why indirect taxes system prevails in India. Okay. Now, in indirect tax, what exactly being the student of TY BAF we should learn? Okay. Any doubt till now, whatever has happened? So these are the syllabus which has been, distributed in 60 lectures. Introduction of indirect tax, which we are dealing just now, and GST will be dealing in days after some time. Levy and collection. I think this word is not new. You have also studied this word in last year taxation. Okay, levy means to charge. The government is charging and collecting of tax. So time, place, and value of supply. This is very important concept which has been developed in GST Act. So actually earlier we were, seeing the definition of goods. Now we'll be going to learn the definition of supply, because supply comprises both goods and services. Okay. So service भी supply हो सकता है. Okay. So goods and services के लिए उन्होंने supply का definition लिया. Input tax credit, very very important element. जहाँ पे tax evasion खत्म हो गया. हर किसी को टैक्स भरना कंपलसरी हो गया, एंड एवरीवन, वेदर इट इज होलसेलर, retailer, or manufacturer, everyone is keeping tax invoice, making all the reports, and informing to the government, right, regarding input tax credit, how much tax they have availed, and how much the credit has been deducted, and how much actually they are going to pay. We are going to learn, right, that there are 20 lectures allotted for you and registration. Okay. So this is how the syllabi will be of 5th semester, and similarly we'll be having the syllabus of 6th semester. Okay, the detailed syllabus is already circulated to you all in the WhatsApp group. Kindly go through. Inside this also there are a lot of content. So there are 3 more elements of GST which we are going to learn in semester 6, and then Custom Act 1 and 2 we are going to learn in next semester of semester 6. So this is how your indirect tax will be learned throughout the year in your TY BAF. So you are going to deal with 2 act. One is GST, and GST also we are going to deal with only CGST Act. Okay, what we are going to learn? CGST Act. These are details, introduction, what is GST need, dual model, why it is required. There are plenty of definition in the syllabus, in the Act, CGST Act. But you need to deal with these many syllabus only. Okay? Like definition of business, which is there in section 217, definition of consideration, which is there in section 231, right? Definition of electronics, which is there in section 2, electronic commerce operator, okay? E-commerce, which is very important nowadays, and COVID period has given them lot of advantage. Definition of goods, which is there in section 252, definition of India, which is there in section 256. Likewise, all and many definitions are repetitions. So if there are repetition of definition, that means the goods definition will not be changed. What you have studied in Sale of Goods Act, what you have studied in other act. Only the subsection got changed. Section will also remain same. Okay. Like person's definition, what you have learned during last year. Okay, person includes everything, individual, HUF, company, AOP, BOI. Okay, similarly here the person's definition will not change. It will remain same. Only the sections, subsections got changed. Okay, so these are definition which is there in the syllabus, and we are going to focus on. There we had the definition of SSC. Here there is a definition of taxable person. So now these are the modern act. It is made by Indian. Okay, so we follow. We have kept it very simple and lucid manner so that every people can understand if they are paying tax. There is no very complicated or legal terms have been used in this act. So this is how the act goes and the syllabus goes. Levied and that is what I have stated. Levied and collection, we are going to study scope of supply, non-taxable supply that was exempted. We had in section 10 of Income Tax Act. Here it is there in section 11 of CGST Act, right? Composite and mixed supply, composition levy, right? Levy and collection, exemption, etc. Okay, time and supply, time and value of supply, input tax credit, and registration. So this is in detail your semester 5th syllabus. And dual tax system. So believe me, these are few indirect taxes which were there before GST. Okay, central excise duty, additional excise duty, right? CVD, excise duty, service tax, entertainment tax, octroi duty, entry fees, luxury tax, tax on lottery. So those many taxation were there, which was very complicated in to be followed by either the businessmen and even many a times by the government officials. So that is why they always used to take the other way. Like I can again take you to the example. If you'll see when we ride the bike and we are caught by any cop. Okay, अगर हमको ट्रैफिक में कोई हवलदार पकड़ लेता है and we have in fault or like sometime without fault also, what all they will ask? First they will ask, where is your license? License बरोबर है, ठीक है. Then they will ask, where is your PUC? PUC बरोबर है, ठीक. Then they will ask, where is your insurance? Insurance बरोबर है, ठीक. Then again they will ask several things. Ultimately आप irritate हो जाते हो, बोलते हो भाई ये ले लो and हमें जाने दो. This was the pattern. If the taxable person were paying tax, service tax, तो बोलता था central excise नहीं दिया. Central excise and service tax दिया तो बोलता है VAT नहीं दिया. VAT दिया तो बोलता है octroi नहीं दिया. So they were also very confused. भाई हम लोग business करें और we have learned all the, and for everything there were different acts, different provisions, different sections, different implication. So it was very complex in nature. Now it is very simple and easy to understand by everyone. So that is why these are this is actually our first part of unit 1. Why we had impose indirect tax, why there is a need of indirect tax, what are the advantages of indirect tax, and why in indirect tax also why GST was so very important. Okay, like now you have seen manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer. So पहले क्या होता था, मैन्युफैक्चरर के पास अगर पहुंचता था, बोलता सर होलसेलर ने पैसे कलेक्ट करके नहीं दिए, होलसेलर बोलता था रिटेलर ने, रिटेल बोला गुड्स बिका ही नहीं सर, जब बिकेगा तब। ऐसा अब प्रोविजन नहीं है। नाउ इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. If you want to avail the benefit of ITC, which is known as input tax credit, first you have to show that previously who have paid the tax, and after getting those invoice, after getting those details, you can avail the benefit of input tax credit. So your tax liability will reduce to greater extent. Okay, so that is why these are the very, very important aspect as far as indirect tax, and to be very particular and very precise, GST is concerned. देखो ये एग्जाम्पल है कि सपोज होलसेलर को 200 का गुड्स था, 20 रुपीज टैक्स आया, राइट, उसके पास इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट कुछ भी नहीं है, तो ही विल बी लायबल टू पे 20 रुपीज का टैक्स, एंड टोटल अमाउंट ऑफ द गुड्स टू whom they are going to sell will be 220. एक सेकंड, will be 220. Okay, but when wholesaler sent to retailer and retailer को tax liability आया 25, okay, then he will not pay 25 rupees of output tax. What he will do, he will avail the benefit of 20 which has been paid by wholesaler, and net tax liability is going to pay only 5 rupees. Understood? Okay, that is why it is known as taxability on value addition. As much as you add the value, that much will be your liability for, earlier it was known as VAT, value added tax. That only has been transformed as GST, through GST Act. Okay, so if the liability comes to the retailer of 25 rupees, he is going to pay only 5 rupees, because 20 rupees has been already paid and collected by government. Who have paid? Wholesaler has paid. Okay, and suppose retailer has paid 30 rupees is a output tax liability, again he will charge 25 rupees ka tax credit, which has been paid by manufacturer 20 and wholesaler 5. So 25 rupees, and ultimately his tax liability will be 5 rupees. So now tell me, if the manufacturer will not pay the tax, do you think that wholesaler is going to buy from them? No. Why? Because then it will be the liability of 20 rupees on wholesaler. Okay, if the wholesaler is not going to pay, retailer is going to buy? No, retailer will not buy, because ultimately if the wholesaler has not paid 5 rupees, then retailer has to pay that 5 rupees from his own pocket. So in one act only, they have made it compulsory for everyone who is involved in business, from manufacturer till consumer, that everyone should keep the record, everyone should avail the benefit, and it's win-win for everyone. Win-win for everyone. Okay, if you'll see here, the value addition was 200. Agar 10% uska lete ho, which we have assumed, so 20 rupees your liability. Okay, the second value addition is 50 rupees. 200 plus 50. Okay, 250. So 50 is your value addition. उसका tax liability कितना होना चाहिए? 10% के rate से only 5. That is your liability. Again 250 to 300. Again there is a value addition of 50 by the retailer. So what will be the retailer ka tax liability? 50 ka 10%, 5 rupees. How nicely. So the cost was 200. Tax is 30. Out of that, 20 is paid by manufacturer, 5 is paid by wholesaler, and remaining 5 will be paid by retailer. So wholesaler has also kept the record. It was not like earlier, जो मैंने अभी आपको example दिया था. No, he will say इसने नहीं बेचा ये वालेगा इसने. It is not like that. Now everyone has to say, sir, I have already transformed. I have already paid this much. Now once they will pay, they will also going to pay to you 5 rupees. Once they will sell, they are going to pay you 5 rupees. Every stage, government is going to collect the tax from manufacturer also, from wholesaler also, and from retailer also. From everyone. And their liability is also very less. Now, retailer is liable only to make the payment of 5 rupees. Right? Wholesaler is going to pay only 5 rupees. Manufacturer is going to pay 20 rupees. So as much as they have added the value to the product or to the supply, okay, that much there will be the liability of them to pay off tax. So it is win-win, and everybody has to keep the record. Okay, everybody. Until unless you'll show this 20 rupees tax paid by manufacturer, you are not going to avail the benefit of ITC, input tax credit. So then you will liable to pay 25 rupees. So if the whole manufacturer will not pay, none of the wholesaler is going to buy from those manufacturers. If the wholesaler will not pay, none of the retailer is going to buy from those wholesaler. Like nahi lena hai bhai. Otherwise your tax burden will come in my head. Why the hell I should take? So you better pay off, then only I'll take. Until unless you'll pay, I will not take. So how beautiful this act is. Okay, and whether you are paying within state, outside state, this goes very effectively. Smooth functioning. And everybody is keeping the record, everybody is paying the tax. Okay. So government intervention is not there. You yourself going and telling, boss, I have made this kind of sale. This much was already paid by earlier to whom I have bought the goods. And this is value addition I have done. This is the total tax liability. And out of that, I am gaining the benefit of ITC. This much is deducted, remaining I have paid. Which was not there in earlier indirect tax system. Okay, and everyone has to follow only one act. One nation, one act. Okay, one country, one act. One country, one tax. Understood? So this is the importance of indirect tax. This is the importance of GST. This so many, more than 32 different indirect taxes were there. Has been clubbed together and made only one act. Actually speaking, there is changes required in direct taxes also. Still we are following Direct Tax Act 1961. Do you think India's situation, what we had in 1961, today also it is the same? जैसा इंडिया 1961 में था आज भी वैसा ही है? Can I have your answer? In chat box. Thank you, Ashutosh. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you. Yes, it is not like what we had in 1961. Dhruv, thank you. Manav, thank you. Sahil, thank you very much. So that is why there is a bill, okay, which is known as DTC, डायरेक्ट टैक्स कोड, ओके, उसमें भी बहुत अच्छा सिस्टम गवर्नमेंट के पास है। देयर विल बी, मैंने आपको बताया ना क्या आने वाला है, आपने जो पढ़ा वो भी बहुत जल्द, अगर पता नहीं अच्छा सिचुएशन रहा तो चेंज हो जाएगा। डीटीसी, एंड डीटीसी में क्या प्रपोज किया हम लोगों ने, मतलब पीपल से पूछा जा रहा है, बीटीटी, ओके, डीटीसी इज डायरेक्ट टैक्स कोड विल कम, जैसे अभी जीएसटी ना वैसा एक, एंड वेयर बाय देयर विल बी टैक्स ऑन बीटीटी, बैंकिंग ट्रांजैक्शन टैक्स। आप लोगों ने ही लास्ट ईयर जब भी लेक्चर ले रहा था बोला था नहीं, बहुत सारे ऐसे एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट है जिसके पास बहुत इनकम है सर, उनको टैक्स भरना चाहिए, भरना ही चाहिए। मेनी पॉलिटिशियंस आर सेविंग द टैक्स, बोलते हैं हमारे एग्रीकल्चर से आता है और उनका एग्रीकल्चर है ही नहीं, बट दे कैन सेव, व्हाई, बिकॉज इट इज देयर इन सेक्शन 10(1) exempted income. So BTT will come, that will be, जैसे अभी सबको कैसे गवर्नमेंट ने प्रॉपर कर दिया वैसे तभी भी हो जाएगा। Once the BTT will come, it will be on banking transaction tax. जो जितना बैंकिंग का ट्रांजैक्शन करेगा उसको उतना टैक्स दिया जाएगा। Jayesh, as far as attendance is concerned, I have already stated, the CR will take care. You need not have to worry. There is a student support system. They are aware, and we will update you about today's attendance. Don't worry. Okay. Jayesh, Harshit, Adarsh, let us use this time effectively. Oh my God, less than 1 minute. Oh, I'm very sorry. So I hope you must have learned a lot in today's session. I have already circulated you the material of bridge course. Kindly do go through it. It has a description what we have studied today. And once again, I request you, being this civilized citizen, please follow all the instruction. Please be at home. घर से रह के पढ़िए. Use the online methods for learning, and be at home and be safe. Very, very important. And enjoy our sessions. आपने देखा ही रहेगा मैंने जब भी मैसेज दिया था. Now we are in e-learning mode. So we are thankful to the higher authorities, particularly Principal Ma'am, जिन्होंने हम लोगों